It's been the talk of the town since early on in development, the fact that you can get dynasties in Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. But how do you get to that point? How do you get married, and how do you have a child to follow on your legendary tale when you die? Find out today in the ultimate guide to getting married and having kids in Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. If you don't have the game already and are looking to, click the link below and use code LORD5 to get 22% off Bannerlord, supporting Games Planet, me, and Tailwords. Now this one is pretty simple. There isn't all that much to it, so I'm not expecting this video to be all that long. First off, you want to be sexy. Make sure you look good in the character creation. I'm joking. You can be as ugly as you want. But first off, it really helps get some reputation up. I would say clan level 2 is a safe bet, but anything above is even better. Now this isn't necessary, but it gives you enough time to gain your levels and renown throughout the game. Being good in speech skills is important, so make sure your social stat is high and your charm being higher also helps, so put focus points into them. Next, perhaps the most important part, find a lady. Any lady. Or if you're playing as a woman, find yourself a man. Or even more, if you've downloaded the homosexual relationships mod, find whoever you want. But you'll often find ladies in castles. Head to the keep and go and speak to them. All you have to do is tell them that you're their most adamant admirer and you want to offer yourself a hand in marriage. And with some luck, she should put you on the list of hopefuls. Now, I've never been rejected in doing this throughout the game, and I've done it about 6 or 7 times. You may get rejected if you've just started out in the game, so as I said, just to be safe, make sure you're at least probably clan level 2. But really, clan level 3 is where you want to be, because you can start your own kingdom at that point. But think about the person you choose. What effect will it have? If you're marrying into another faction, that's how you can start an alliance with them. Or maybe you just want to marry into a random person. But remember, if you're marrying a lady who has a faction heir or someone in the faction as their father, they may not be too happy if you decide to eventually go against that and head off on your own, in your very own kingdom. Now you've been put on the list of hopefuls, from now on you'll just have to go back and forth, going to speak to her and build up a relationship. It's not really as hard as it was in Warband though. In Warband you had to wait until she has to meet you, and then you'd have to go and find wherever she was, and it'd take ages. You're going to have to go and ask bards to teach you songs and things like that. But in Bannerlord it's so much simpler. With some luck it should only take about 2 visits. And when you visit, ask to spend some time with her. She'll tell you a bit about herself and you'll have some replies to choose from. Depending on your stats and charm and socials, depends on the chance you'll have to succeed with your responses. You can hover over the crosses and arrows on the replies to see that chance of succeeding or failing. And that's pretty much it. You gotta succeed a certain amount of times to win her hand. This is indicated by the dots on the dialogue. Fill them up and you gotta. Some things you might want to look out for is on the replies you'll see different indications and arrows. The arrows indicate how many success points you will fill up if you succeed in that reply. Often some replies will give you 2 success points indicating a critical success, but these will often be a higher chance of failure, so that's something you have to weigh up and look out for. But once you have filled up all the dots and completely succeeded, she will accept your hand in marriage. But that's not it. Often you're going to have to find the faction leader or her father to get permission and her blessing to marry her. To do this, press N, find that person in the encyclopedia, and it will tell you where they were last seen. Once you go up to them, they'll ask what you can offer in return. Yes, we are basically buying wives at this point, but hey, it's medieval time. It's a good laugh. You can give whatever you want, but I've often found the best way is money. They often accept if you just give them a ton of money and just say, here you go, let me have your daughter now. I mean, money is always the way. With his or her blessing, you will now be married. Unfortunately, there isn't a cutscene like in Warband, but hey, it's early access, that wedding can come later. That sounds a little bit like quarantine. But you are married. Your wife will come and join you in your party. If she's a high status lady, she'll often already be equipped with good armor and weapons, or at least mine was. So she traveled with me, but she can also govern castles. You can pop her in there and she will do a great job because their stats are often biased towards stewarding, which is perfect for looking after your castles and regions. So that's basically how you get married in the game. Now a wife is basically another companion, so you can pretty much do all the similar things that you can do with normal companions, but make sure you keep them safe because if they die, they can't do one very unique thing. And this takes us on to the next part of the tutorial. They can get pregnant. You don't have to do anything for all this to happen, but a short time after you're married, they will fall pregnant, and you did it. Well done, kids, you've got a child of your own. You can raise them up and they can be a lord themselves one day. Sort of. I mean, in Bannerlord, currently children take so long to be born. I mean, stupidly long to be born, and even longer to grow. They have to be 18 before they can actually join you and be of any use. So yeah, you're going to be waiting for a while for that to happen. But once they are 18, they're basically just another companion. They aren't really all that special except for one simple thing. In the game, of course, as I said in many other dev blogs and videos before, it's all dynamic. Everything is growing and everything is dying, including your character. He will age, and eventually, if he's not killed in battle, he will pass away. If you're playing on the permadeath, that's your game over unless you have an heir, and this is where your child comes in. Once your child is grown up, you can then play as them if your main character dies. So that's a really cool feature in the game, so I advise you to get making babies at soonest time possible. But that's it. That's how you get a wife, and that's how you get a child. Both of them used pretty much as other companions, but if it's a lady, they'll probably be better at governing. They have certain skills that they're good at, but really they're just different companions that you can really be related to. But I really hope this tutorial was helpful. If it was, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and of course go and pick up Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord off Games Planet for a great discount using code LORD5, and you help to support the channel. But until then, I will see you in the next one.